15 players in the NBA right now. The top five: Steph, Kawhi.
Okay, hold up. So this is First Takes Primetime Players. This is actually my first time seeing this, so let's see what they have here. It looks like they did the first 15, but right now they're showing top five. And it looks like these guys, if they're all healthy. So they have Stephen Curry, Kawhi Leonard, Kevin Durant, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Of course, LeBron James, they're going to put as number one, especially in ESPN. Okay, kind of giving my take for the top five players I do have if everyone were healthy in the NBA as of right now. At number one, I do have LeBron James. Number two, I do have Kawhi Leonard. I actually have it as 1A, 1B. I want to see how these playoffs and finals do finish off because those two players are very close neck and neck. Kawhi did win the finals MVP in the championship. Even though Kevin Durant was hurt and Klay Thompson within that series, kind of pieces for both of them as well. I actually had the Warriors winning that championship, so things would have been different. But you got to give where credit is due, guys. But with LeBron James, he's been dominant individually as well as enhancing franchises and something to where he did get injured. So I do have LeBron still at number one, Kawhi Leonard at number two. Again, guys, depending on the finals and the playoffs, if either of these cats win the championship, then I'm going to have to kind of shuffle or keep it where it is. Number three, who I do have is, I do have Giannis Antetokounmpo. And number four, I do have Kevin Durant. And number five, guys, I do have Stephen Curry. I've always had, ever since from 2016 through last season, I've always had Stephen Curry over Kevin Durant. In 2019, you could make a reason for Kevin Durant as Stephen Curry was deferring more, letting KD do his thing. But we got to remember, guys, last season, Stephen Curry was in the beginning of the season, the first 20 games. Stephen Curry was in the top three for the MVP over Kevin Durant. Just keep that in mind. He was very dominant until he got injured. He missed a couple of games. That's where KD couldn't. He didn't have a winning record. He had a losing record with Steph Curry out. But that's another subject for another day. So Stephen Curry, number five as of right now. I mean, I'm fine with that. Number four, Kevin Durant, which I do have right now. And this is something to where, 4 and 5 can't flip on me. It's very tough, guys. You have five stellar NBA players. And I haven't even mentioned Luka or James Harden in the mix with other cats like that. But number one, all we need to focus on, I do have LeBron James. If he wins the championship, of course, he'll stay number one. If Kawhi wins the championship, then Kawhi would go from 1B to one, directly just number one for me. Then same thing with Giannis Antetokounmpo. If he wins the chip, you got to put him number one. Kevin Durant's injured this season. That doesn't apply. Same thing with Steph Curry and the Warriors. But let's see what First Take has to say within this.
To our trivia question, he has 5 game-winning playoff buzzer beaters, the most in NBA history. No surprise here, still the king of the NBA.
The number one ranked player of our First Take Primetime Players NBA ranking is LeBron James. King James has scored the third most points in NBA history and is also the only player to rank in the top 10 in both career points and assists.
Real quick, a little off topic. I know a lot of cats are probably going to get mad that I put Giannis at 4 or Giannis at 3 and KD at 4. Listen, KD's a stellar basketball player, one of the best scorers of all time, efficient. He can give you 30 points easy in his sleep, an efficient 50% from the field. But with whatever Kevin Durant was on the Warriors, we saw how Steph Curry was injured and got hurt. KD, the team could not have a foundation over Kevin Durant. He can't lead a team like that when it comes to the Warriors. And with Giannis Antetokounmpo, in this season of 2020, he was out for a week or two, and we saw the Bucks were getting blown out by a couple of teams. Whenever you put Giannis in the picture, dominating to his, looks like his second regular season MVP. Kevin Durant only has one regular season MVP, and we can see Giannis entering his prime, getting better and better. I don't know, guys. We have to see what happens with Kevin Durant. He is hurt as of right now. That does affect of how I put him on my players list, as well as he's the number one option for Brooklyn. With Kevin Durant being on the Warriors, it's easy to say, oh yeah, he's the best player in the world, as well as the second best, because he joined a 73-9 team. They're always winning, but now he's going to be on Brooklyn, and it's going to be him and Kyrie Irving, taking on the show. They're not going to be a 60-plus win team this first season, unless they make some more moves for their teams within that. But let's see how Kevin Durant adjusts. With the new team, new period, more pressure on him. But right now, I'm fine keeping him number 4. I want to see how he does do in the 2021 season. And yeah, of course, I can bump him up depending on how the other players do. But I think that's fair as of right now.
The 3-time NBA champion has been selected to 16 straight NBA All-Star games, just behind Lakers legend Kobe Bryant's record of 18 consecutive selections.
Crowd on their feet. That's what they came to see.
Player number 1, Lakers forward, LeBron James.
So in his 17th season, King James still at the top of the list in the NBA. And we welcome you back to First Take. I'm Laura in for Molly. We've got Dominique Foxworth in for Stephen A. Max Kellerman here. And we had to bring in some heavy hitters for this debate because it's about to get crazy. Kendrick Perkins joining us now and Jay Williams as well. Max, we're going to start with you here because I think you're about to make some people mad. Is LeBron still the best player in the NBA?
No, he's not. Let me start by saying, after no, he's not, the fact that we're asking this in his 17th season is completely unprecedented. Not even Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was in the conversation as best player in the world 17 seasons in. It's like almost beyond comprehension. That said, he's in the conversation for sure, but I can't give him the number 1 spot. First, let's take the fact that the Lakers.
The only players that are in the conversation for best player in the world, and this has been the same thing for 2019, whenever LeBron did get hurt and injured. I remember he was out 20-25 games. The Lakers were losing around like 85% of those games. We've always had LeBron James number 1. Whenever he did get injured last season, we were starting to speculate if it was either LeBron, Kevin Durant, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Kevin Durant. But now for this season, there's not a clear-cut number 1. I say LeBron James is probably, 60% of what most fans would say the best player in the world as of right now. Kawhi Leonard would probably have around 35%, somewhere around there. Then Giannis Antetokounmpo, like 5%. But within the season, since Kevin Durant is injured, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt to where he say he would be an honorable mention. But we got LeBron, you got Kawhi, and you got Giannis. Giannis is more of the regular season dominance. Kawhi was in the playoffs and the finals to where he won the championship. Then LeBron is a mix of both. So this is why it's where these 3 players are all healthy. They're going to be in the playoffs. We're going to see at least 2 of them hopefully in the finals. And this is going to determine who's the clear-cut favorite from this conversation.
LeBron's playing with Anthony Davis, another MVP candidate, another top 5 player. You want to say top 7 player? Fine. In the history of the NBA, when you've had 2...
Real quickly, I don't want to keep going back and forth, but Anthony Davis is not in the MVP conversation. He's had a dramatic impact with the Lakers, but LeBron is the whole foundation of them elevating. When LeBron was there by himself last season, they were around 20-14 with a bunch of veterans and young guys. But whenever you add another quote-unquote, whenever you add another star player with LeBron, you're going to bring veterans in, as well as you're going to trade away the young guys. That's what they did, and it's been successful within this team. But AD, with everyone not being healthy, yeah, he's a top 7 NBA player. Whenever everyone is healthy, he's in that conversation, probably around 8 or number 9.
Players on the same team. I don't just mean a name brand. I mean they're actually playing that way. They almost always have the best or the second best record in the conference. So while LeBron has very gaudy assist totals as the only real point guard on the team and the primary ball handler almost at all times, of course he's going to have high assist totals. The fact that he's able to do it speaks to his greatness, but the fact that he gets all the credit for orchestrating the Lakers' success is a little bit overblown because, again, 2 top 7 players in the world almost always have awesome records, as the Lakers do.
Well, listen, when it comes to Anthony Davis alone being the star player on your team, his peak for you is going to be a second-round exit, as we've seen with the New Orleans Pelicans. And out of the 7-8 season he did play there, he only made the playoffs twice. When it comes to LeBron, he'll take you to the playoffs, let alone even the finals every single year. That's how good LeBron is. He's a foundation of a winning team, winning franchise. Same thing as Stephen Curry. So whenever you add in, a couple sparkles and a cherry on top, like Anthony Davis, it's going to pretty much solidify that you pretty much have a very close chance to win a championship. Same thing with Kevin Durant. He joined the foundation of Stephen Curry, and to where they were locked to win because they already had Draymond Green and Klay Thompson as other star players on that team. So same thing we're having with Anthony Davis. If you put AD as the number one option on a team right now, they're probably a first, second round exit at best. But whenever it comes to LeBron, he is the foundation. So actually, I disagree with Max Kellerman. LeBron is the whole main reason, and the focus, as well as the pressure and championship aspirations, are always with LeBron, not with AD alone.
Not actually the best because he's up there. Look, now, Perk, I know later on you're going to talk about points totals, assist totals, rebound totals. The reason I bring up PER, player efficiency rating, is because it takes all of that into account. It's not perfect like QBR. It's not perfect, but it takes points, assists, rebound, all that stuff into account, shooting percentage, all that stuff. So you don't have to go through every stat. You could just use PER as shorthand. LeBron in his prime, 5, 6, 7 years ago, went through a 5-year stretch where he averaged 30, and PER 30, it's like historically great. He doesn't do that anymore. Hasn't done that for a while. He's down in the mid to high 20s, 26, 27. He fell off. Now that's what Kawhi has raised up to, 26, something like that in the regular season. Now we get to the playoffs. What LeBron's been doing in the playoffs in recent years is going from 26, 27 to 31, 32 in the playoffs. So I get it. He's being smart. He's taking his foot off the gas in the regular season to slam it on in the playoffs. The thing is, Kawhi does the same thing. Kawhi's PER in the last couple playoffs over 30, close to 30. And he's doing it as the reigning and defending finals MVP. By the way, PER is mainly an offensive stat. So offensively, when it matters most, he's basically LeBron James. What about defensively?
No, I hear where Max Kellerman is coming from, and this is why I said LeBron is 1A, Kawhi Leonard is 1B. Kawhi will beat you defensively. He's already had 1 or 2 Defensive Player of the Year awards. I think it's probably 2, or maybe 1. I have to look back into that. I think Draymond Green had 2, then Kawhi had 1, or it was a flip-flop. But when it comes to Kawhi Leonard in the playoffs and finals, I trust Kawhi Leonard more than LeBron James because LeBron focuses on a system, focused more on himself and not the team-centric ways. LeBron will kick it out to you, of course. He's unselfish that way, but he is selfish to where it has to be an assist from him, not ball movement of 3 to 4 passes from different teammates. LeBron does not like the hockey assist. He wants to be the reason why the team scores, by him scoring the basket or him kicking it out. With Kawhi Leonard, he's been indoctrinated with Popovich, a team-centric coach, to where you're being unselfish. There's a team, a system, and plus Kawhi Leonard did play in college, so where he learns more about team ball. And Kawhi can take over games as well. So I know they're neck and neck. That's why I'm saying within here, guys, whoever wins the championship this season, if it is the Clippers or Lakers, this will be the definite reason why Kawhi's number 1, or if it's LeBron.
All-time great player, no question. He hasn't been that for a while. Yes, he saves it for high-leverage moments where he's still excellent in the playoffs, but he ain't Kawhi-level defense. So if when it matters most, they're about to say...
I came on the show today and I said that I'm not going to raise my voice. I know it's Thursday, but I'm just going to take you to church and give you this good gospel. When you talk about being the best player of the world, when you have that title, Max, of being the best player of the world, this is not MVP or a finals MVP. The MVP and finals MVP, that's seasonal. The best player in the world, that's longevity. That's sustaining excellence and greatness for a long period of time.
No, I agree with Perk, and this is what I said before, guys. When it comes to the best player of the world, it's not to where every season or midseason you're flip-flopping players. It has to be consistent through eras. So again, we saw Shaq, we saw a little bit of Tim Duncan, then you saw a couple years of Kobe, and then after a couple years of Kobe, we had LeBron James. Then after a couple years, LeBron James. This is where it's getting a little more kind of flip-floppy because LeBron, when it comes with him, and since he has longevity, he's not always going to win championships every single year. He'll win it, once every 3 to 4 seasons. What I mean by this is LeBron was on the Miami Heat and the Cleveland Cavaliers, best player in the world for both stints on the Cavs. And then as well as Steph Curry took over in 2016. I actually did have Steph Curry as the best player in the world for that 2016 NBA season, but LeBron did take back the throne. So it's been LeBron as right now. Now we're seeing it's kind of chipping and chopping to where Kawhi Leonard won the championship, and he's been very dominant. So this is right here, guys. Whoever wins this championship, if it's LeBron, Kawhi, or anyone else, this is going to be able to change the whole narrative, maybe a new era. But this is what happens with LeBron. When you're one of the best players in the game for so long with longevity, you're not always going to win championships. But right now, this is, again, whoever wins the championship, this is what it matters most.
For 17 straight years. It's equivalent to being in the Army. You don't just come in, you come in as a private E, but you don't just jump up to a sergeant major. It's steps that you have to take to get to that. And LeBron James is a sergeant major. And he's done it because he sustained a level of greatness and a level of excellence for 17 straight years. This title is not won overnight, Max. This title is not won with a 2-year span of greatness or a 1-year run to the championship, winning one Finals MVP, like you said with Kawhi, with a 1 season with the Raptors. No, this is done over a long period of time. And there's no other player in the league.
Exactly, Perk. You're preaching to him. It's for a long period of time. It's through an era. And this may be the end of LeBron's era. If Kawhi beats LeBron in the playoffs and wins the championship, yeah, Kawhi will be the best player in the world. This will be the era of Kawhi Leonard, and he now took over the torch. But again, LeBron James, people have to take it from him. I know the Warriors took it from him from those championships. That's kind of here or there because Kevin Durant was with Steph Curry, so it doesn't really count for either or player. And then as well as you had Kawhi Leonard take it away from the Warriors. During that time period, LeBron did join the Warriors. No, not the Warriors. He joined the Lakers on the new young team. He did get injured, so we couldn't see him in the playoffs to do his work or defend. So this is LeBron's last defense on his throne within here. But again, LeBron, I got 1A, Kawhi 1B, very close neck and neck. But, LeBron 1, Kawhi 2. 3, I got Giannis Antetokounmpo. KD at number 4, Steph at number 5, entering into next season. And then, as of right now, if everyone was healthy, but then entering into next season, we'll see who takes on the throne.